Welcome back, true believers, to another episode of Heroes for Hire Comic Club's Comic Conversations. Right after this message.
What kind of monster are you? The Wolverine.
Sneak. All right. Well, my guest tonight, I'll give you a hint. His channel name has something to do with a character that's on this comic book cover, but I'll give you even a bigger hint. Let's please welcome. Here.
They call me Doctor Doom.
It's Stu from Dr. Doom's fan club.
What is up, man? Thank you. What an incredible intro, man. Thank you so much for that. That's beautiful. I love it. I love the Secret Wars, too. Great book.
Yeah, I like that. This is actually one of the series that got me back into comic books.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's one for the ages, that's for sure.
And Jonathan Hickman, we got Jonathan Hickman, Ribic on it, and they've been doing great with Aliens Avengers. I've been reading that.
That's been fantastic. To me, Secret Wars is like right up. If it's not the best comic book event of all time, it's in the conversation. You know what I mean? So.
Okay, Jay's only here to throw up a thumb. Thank you. I appreciate it though. But anyway, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. I know we got to meet each other at Heroes Con. Yes, I had a blast. There. I don't know about you. You did some great videos. I saw you interviewing a lot of artists there, and I know you have I don't know if I put your link in. I don't know if I got your link out or not, but please follow him or subscribe to him if you're not subscribed to Stu. And he does a lot of great content. I was watching some of your stuff today, like your I can't remember the name of it, but it's like you do ones like where you did like one about like the best Dr. Doom stories.
Yeah.
And I like that series. And I've been trying to do something like that. I want to do like a comic book review, but I don't know. I'll have to ask you later. I'm gonna pick your brain on how you get the you were doing the shots, like it's almost like documentary style, like Ken Burns, the panels and it scrolls down.
The comic pages. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, I got you, man.
Cool.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. We're going to do it on John Burns' Man of Steel because that's what got me Superman, and it was a good jumping off point. Well, anyway, so I want to ask you. I always start out with a couple of questions, and then we just let it go where it goes. I kind of stole this from Rob's Fat Stacks, but he said it was okay. I think I don't think he's got it copyrighted. But what is your comic book origin story? Kind of like Dr. Doom, were you doing an experiment in a lab in college and your stupid roommate, Reed Richards, screwed up and it disfigured you and you became the dictator of Latveria and you started collecting comics?
No, it got to me, caught the bug much younger in life. Yeah. So I was born in 82. So it really all came together for me at the end of the 80s, 89 Batman.
Thanks,
Christina, Station Man. Good to see you. 89 Batman 89 had a huge influence on me as a kid, and then it really all kind of like precipitated out of that. I really started collecting comics after that. So growing up in the early 90s, I was a huge X-Men kid. Obviously a great time to be an X-Men fan. Me too. My mom was like one of the first people who really ever influenced me to read a comic. Mom was like the only person I had growing up around me that read comics, and she was a big Fantastic Four fan, so that was always there. But really, it was me and my friends reading X-Men in the early 90s. X-Men, Wolverine, Silver Surfer. I still have years and years of those runs that I was fortunate enough to like maintain and still have in my collection as an adult from a kid. So it was really, I was really a weekly reader, a weekly subscriber. I got comics in the mail, but I had titles that I was really faithful to for years and years as a kid, up until I want to say right after Age of Apocalypse is probably like I dropped out, and then I came back during COVID. Really, COVID sent me back into the hobby. I was at home, not working, had nothing to do. I wanted to start reading again, and really it was Alex Ross and Marvels really kind of bridged the gap, because that was like one of the later books I'd read in my in my time as a as a collector and a fan in the 90s, and then rediscovering that as an adult reignited my passion for it, and I went all in. So yeah, it's kind of like the tale. I think not a lot of people, but some people have that tale where like they read and they were collecting as kids, and then they stopped for a bit and came back, or some people just never stop. But I did have that break and then came back during COVID. But since I did know at first getting back into it during COVID if it was going to stick. It was a lot of trade paperbacks and collected editions.
Yeah.
I was just reading voraciously. I was reading everything I could get my hands on, and then it really turned into like starting to collect singles again, going to the shop every week again, and then now it's like a full blown.
Well, like I did that too. I had several times that happened. Like it was like The Godfather. I think I'm out.
Just what I
thought. Back in, right?
Yeah, exactly, bro.
It was as a kid, and then you kept it kind of low key when I was like a freshman in high school, and then I got a driver's license and started driving and looking at girls, and then I forgot about them, or you wanted to keep it secret. They're like, it's not cool back then. When I went to high school, I graduated in like 95, so, and 95, 96, and but like, and then I got back into it, and then I had everything, my apartment broken into and stolen, and including the comic books. So I gave up for a long time, and then I got back in. Initially, I was just reading, like you said, trade paperbacks, and then they had the little apps, which I still read on the apps.
Yes, dude, Marvel Unlimited, like some of those apps are fantastic. Absolutely.
Oh, I do that, and then the DC. And the one thing great about the DC is if you get their premium one, you get to read stuff as soon as it comes out.
Absolutely, they're way more on top of it. I feel like when it comes to new releases, than Marvel is. But
yeah. Well, I mean, we got to take what we can get, I guess. But
absolutely,
I'm sure some of the LCSs don't appreciate DC doing that. To be honest with you, but it's either here or there. But like, I worry one day that it's going to all come to an end, like, and there's not going to be any more floppies. I hope not. But I know, like with magazines, the same. It's been happening, and like I don't know. Some of these magazines are just like I don't even buy magazines no more. I don't even know anybody that. You remember back in the day, we used to subscribe to magazines?
Dude. I was just thinking about that the other day with what was it? Entertainment Weekly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And those ones that were like a whole brand, and it's now, they kind of exist in this online space. Yeah, it's really it's something I think about a lot, and something I worry about a lot is like the future of
and like look at
print
magazines
or physical
media. There is no, not to get into where my mind's going exactly, but like Playboy. There's no Playboy. There's no Hustler. There's no Maxim magazine no more. I don't even know. Is there a Sports Illustrated magazine anymore, or is it about gone? I don't know.
I think there's still Sports Illustrated. Okay. I think there is.
But like you said, the periodicals like that are just like, I don't know. It seems like a lot of them went away. But anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're kind of like me. You had to go back and forth with it. Like, I was a kid too when I collected them. I'll ask you this question. I always survey everybody. When you were a kid reading them, did you put them in a bag and board? I didn't even know what those were like in the 80s. I just threw them in the corner.
Most of mine are beat to hell. Yeah, most of mine are beat to hell. Like, they're all in a bag and board now, but no, I didn't. Like, some of them were in plastic sleeves, though. Like, some of them were in bags, just no boards. But yeah, for the most part, no.
Yeah, I got some that my dad had stored in the garage, and I found them like 2 years ago, and there was like the first appearance of the Dinobots and like first appearance of Sergeant Slaughter and all these comics, and they had a big oil stain all the way through every one of them.
Oh man!
But I saved them. I don't care. They were my comics as a kid, and I might even do a display when I get in my new house. Just like those on the wall or something, just as sentimental reasons. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel so fortunate to like have anything really from them.
Me too. I'm lucky I even have any of my G.I. Joe toys. Like, they're in bad shape, but I still have my Sky Striker and Cobra Rattler, but they don't look too good. But maybe one day I can get some spare parts, but some of those parts for them are expensive,
Yeah, that's the truth, bro.
But, no joke. You never know. It could be like restoring so I'd probably cost us as much to restore a 57 Chevy as it would to restore that Cobra Rattler at this point. But
the vintage G.I. Joes is crazy. What comics did you read as a kid growing up? What were some of your favorites?
Well, I got into it like my dad was in the Army or the National Guard. He was a Marine, and he was in Vietnam. And he came back and he signed up for the National Guard, and for, I guess, for the extra money and stuff. And he liked being in the military, and he was a coal miner. But like he would, so when they would go away if you know anything about National Guard, every 2 weeks, every year for 2 weeks they go somewhere to another military base and train for like 2 or 3 weeks. And like they would go like Fort Benning, Georgia, or Fort Knox or something. And he would go to the PX and pick up a bunch of comics. And like he'd bring back G.I. Joe. And I don't know if you remember Hot Stuff, the little devil kid. And Casper the Friendly Ghost and Richie Rich, Archie Comics. And then he started bringing me G.I. Joe. And that's when I got hooked. He brought me, I loved war comics. So he brought me G.I. Joe and Sergeant Rock.
And that was
and then like awesome. Amazing Spider-Man and Star Wars and Star Trek. And hey, Lady Fantastic, how you doing, you nerd? Hey. I love Lady F. We're doing good. We're just talking about how we got into it. And then like so G.I. Joe was the one for me. It was G.I. Joe. And like so I'm trying to collect the whole run right now from Larry Hama's run. And but it's been real. And then like I discovered Amazing Spider-Man, and like the first comic I ever bought, that's what I'm going to ask you next. The first comic I remember I bought with my own allowance. So I had like $5. So I went to the 7-Eleven, and they were still 75 cents to $1 then. And I went to the spinner rack, and he had Amazing Spider-Man 322, who we'll find out later was Todd McFarlane doing the cover art and the interior art. Which I didn't know the artist names back then,
Right? No, of course not. Yeah.
And I bought. I can't remember what Uncanny X-Men issue it was. I'm trying to think. But anyway, it was Uncanny X-Men. I think it was a Silvestri cover, and G.I. Joe, and a G.I. Joe comic. And I read those until they were like dog-eared, and the staples are loose, the cover's loose, and I kept going back and getting them. Like, sometimes you had to just take what you could get there. Like, and I got into Detective Comics, and then that was out there. That was it. There was no looking back then. I wish I took better care of. Because I went back and we didn't have I don't know about your where you live at, but I live in Kentucky. We live in a small town. There was no comic shops. There was no such thing as a comic shop in this town. But like I remember when we went on vacation to Myrtle Beach one year, and that's when I'd already read some of the ASM, and then by that time McFarlane was getting into Spider-Man, and we went to a comic shop, and I got my stepdad to buy me a copy of ASM 300, which was still pretty affordable back then,
Yeah.
And it was like a back issue, and I bought a bunch of like the McFarlane ones, and let's see what Lady Fantastic said here. I try to, what you say? It was for me. It was coming Avengers issues from the 80s at a yard sale. Yeah. And that too, we'd go to like flea markets, and I would pick up like an old Fantastic Four or like, an old X-Men book. And I was hooked ever since. Yeah, me too. And what you saying? Garfield the cat? Garfield and Archie.
Garfield was,
I still got my stuffed Garfield.
See, that's like a whole nother thing. Is like, man, like the Sunday funnies, and like just the music.
Well, here I'll show you real quick.
That's the thing I used to love.
My stuffed Garfield next to the Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh hell yeah!
I've had that since I was 8 years old. It's next to my Michael Jackson doll that I got for Valentine's Day one time from my mom.
Oh yeah.
My mom was always one of these mothers that would give you like something for Easter, something for I was the only child, as you can tell. Anyway, so do you remember? Can you remember like maybe what was the first comic book you bought?
I definitely cannot remember the first comic book I bought with my own money. I can remember one of the first like big deals though around a comic book I bought, and like everything going on was Death in the Family, when you voted for Jason Todd to die or not. And
I did
Batman and asking my dad if I could. My dad didn't let me call the number because it cost like $1.50 or something for a vote or something like that. But I can remember that having a distinct impression upon me. other than that, dude, I just remember being so excited during the Jim Lee X-Men era, going to get that book off the shelves, like all the
Oh
Image
yeah.
stuff. Man, like Image was the coolest thing in the world. And I particularly remember one of my last memories, like as a kid, being really excited for books was during Age of Apocalypse and going to the store and seeing all the new things they were doing. And it was wild. It's
Yeah.
like not, it's so funny, like looking back on it now, just like because I do kind of prefer the Jim Lee stuff like more than the Age of Apocalypse stuff, and the change was so drastic. But it's just I don't know. It's just all those memories I have to that, tied to those moments. For me, a lot of the shops in my area were tied to the card, the trading card craze, and
Yeah.
that bubble that burst. So when that bubble burst, a lot of the comic book shops in my area closed down, man. Only a couple made it. There is one shop that has been around for quite a while, and then my shop, my LCS Now Velocity, has been around for a couple of decades. But there's a shop, Richmond Comics, that's been around since way back when I was a kid. But yeah, it was carnage though when that bubble burst in the 90s, like because we had, I want to say, a good 5 or 6 shops. I remember sometimes like on the best days as a kid, I remember like on my birthday, like we'd do like a shop run where we'd hit multiple shops. Like we'd go to multiple card shops / comic shops during the day. So like yeah, I remember when that bubble burst, it was rough.
Okay. Sorry, I got my dog's over here.
Oh, you're good, dude.
Got caught in the power cord to my computer. Okay.
Yeah, Lady Evans
This
talking
dog,
about Fatal
we named her-
Attractions.
we named her
Fatal
Poison Ivy.
Attractions
She gets in the
Fatal Attractions
Sorry.
changed my life as well, man. Wolverine getting that was like the first time one of my heroes got laid low. Yeah, that was forever shocking.
I was so pissed when Magneto ripped his adamantium
Oh my
out.
god, it was.
I thought he was
unbelievable,
dead.
man.
I was like, oh no, they're gonna kill him.
And it was just looked so painful the way they drew it. Shout out to the Kubert
Was
brothers.
it Andy Kubert? I think it was Andy.
Yeah, I
Kubert.
think they
Kubert,
both took
yeah.
turns drawing it in
Yeah.
X-Men and Wolverine. Yeah,
Speaking of the Kuberts, I mean, I'm glad you brought that up. What a legacy that family has, right?
dude, absolutely incredible.
3 generations of artists and creators. You know, I mean, that's pretty cool.
And I think now Emma is doing something, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, not only that, but it's just like, dude, when you talk about like artists who really made my childhood, especially Adam on Wolverine, my God, dude. It's just like, and it was no easy task to follow Jim Lee and kind of, imitate slash recreate that style, but also do your own thing. And I think,
think of all the ones that had that started it out. Buscema, and then you had John Byrne did a bunch of classic issues, and Jim Lee took over, and then Silvestri, and then they had to fill in for them guys. That's pretty big shoes to fill, if you ask me.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I don't think it. You know what was great about it was seamless. It didn't miss a beat. Although, if you notice, the one thing I always joke about with Wolverine, you notice how the trade dress kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger as it went along. It was like,
I
it was like stretched out like that long at one point, but I liked it.
Yeah, for sure. There was some there was some covers where it was humongous on it. With, a bunch of
I have 1 through 100. See, that was my goal. I did finish that collecting goal this year. I got Wolverine Volume 2, 1 through 100, because I already had the miniseries.
Awesome. See, I'm kind of trying to work towards that. I'm trying to build my way back towards 1 now, but I've got most of all of 50 through 100. But yeah, man, it doesn't get any better for me. Like 50 through 100, that second half of Volume 2 doesn't get any better than that.
Hey, Kenneth, how you doing, Kenneth?
Kenneth, what up?
Kenneth, I always like to see Kenneth around. Lady Fantastic's not a mod. I'm shocked. I thought you were a mod. We'll have to change that in a minute. But anyway, we'll keep on talking though. I just, I know I get distracted by things like that. I think it's about ADHD. I'm like,
No, you're good.
Okay.
Bro.
I don't know, but like, I don't know. That's why I like Wolverine so much. But like, that's why I like the Uncanny X-Men so much. I don't know if your opinion is, but like, I just love how Claremont, he just kind of give you a slow burn on these characters. Like when he introduces somebody like Kitty Pryde, and she just joins the school for gifted youngsters, and then she finally becomes one of the Uncanny X-Men. And and then you got all these relationships going on. It was like a soap opera for kids.
Yeah, there's really no better comic, I don't think, for a kid coming up through middle and high school trying to find their place in the world than X-Men, man. It's just it's so uniquely tailored to that. And yeah, so I think there's a character for everybody. That's the genius of it. But yeah, that one was brilliant. And then not only that, but we got these supporting, like as kids in that era, we got these supporting television shows, animated television shows with X-Men, the animated show, and then Batman, the animated series. I mean, we were spoiled. We had a good Derek, what up, bro? Good to see you.
Derek's awesome.
Yeah,
I just make him a mod.
Derek's good people.
I see him a lot on West Coast Dave's claim sales a lot, hanging out. I just got Action Comics 241 from Dave.
Nice.
Which is the first appearance of the Fortress of Solitude. Anyway, I get distracted. See, I was talking about that, but yeah, with the X-Men,
you're good, dude.
One of my favorite my two favorite X-Men or women are Wolverine and Rogue.
Hell yeah!
And when I started reading, started reading back issues, because obviously this is in the early '80s when this story came out. I'm going to say, but you remember when Rogue is like, because in Avengers Annual 10, obviously, right? She's a bad guy. She's working with the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. And she's a total badass. I mean, probably one of the coolest debuts ever. She beats the shit out of every Avenger, all the X-Men, and it's just like this great story. Then she finally joins it, but when she joins the X-Men, they're like, they don't want her there. They don't want nothing to do with it, right? But then what's cool is, though, you go right from that issue to, and they still don't trust her after the issue, you go into like the one where Wolverine's going to get married in Japan, and his wife doesn't want anything. She decides to call the wedding off. She's going to marry that Yakuza guy, and he kidnaps all the X-Men, Silver Samurai, and so all the X-Men are kidnapped except for Rogue and Wolverine. So he has to depend on her to help him, and she saves his life. And then Wolverine slowly starts trusting her from there. That's my favorite storyline. Always.
Yeah, it's I don't know, man. It's I think it's been like touch and go. Like you said, she had such a badass fucking intro, and it's like sometimes I feel like she doesn't get her just due.
I know. Sometimes she doesn't get her flowers anymore. It's like,
yeah, and it's just like I don't know. Everybody wants to do the Rogue Savage Land thing, and that's cool, and that has its place, but it's just like, I don't know, dude. She said so much more than that. So I liked how
John, I haven't even begun to get riled up, John. All right, go ahead.
I don't know. I did like,
when somebody says don't get riled up, I always play this clip when somebody says I'm getting too riled up.
Come on, you fuckers think that just because a guy reads comics he can't start some shit?
I love it. No, but I like the original and how like Jim Lee did. We had Hot and Sexy Rogue, but like Claremont also gave her character like a real spirit and like her storyline in that, like how she would contrast with Magneto and stuff like that. So, but I don't know, man. It feels like in modern times it's been hit and miss. So
yeah, and look, I had a problem with Bryan Singer way before all the bad stories came out about him, because I remember being so excited for X-Men, and I really liked the movie, but when he had Rogue in those 3 movies, and they didn't do nothing with her, she just was like,
part of the problem.
I'm weak. I can't do nothing. She was like such a wuss in it. I didn't like that, because Rogue is like,
I'm with you.
Rogue's not like that. She had a hard childhood, and it made her tougher, and she had more powers. And of course, they didn't introduce the thing with Miss Marvel at the time, so I don't know.
But I think you're totally right in that characterization. She would have never been on the back burner like that in those, in those type of situations.
She's the main. Yeah, she's one of the. When I think of the X-Men, she's one of the ones. I know she's not one of the OG of the original Team 2, or I call them, the new generation of X-Men, but I don't know. Anyway,
you expect her to be on the front line, though, right? Like, if I think of Rogue, I think of her on the front line kicking ass. Like,
yeah.
That's what I loved her in freaking. Did you watch X-Men '97, dude? This
yes, I loved it.
I love like I love that scene when she went boss mode in that. That was beautiful.
And then Captain America is trying to talk her down, and she takes his shield and throws it.
Dude,
I kept
it
wondering,
was so great.
damn, how long did he have to walk to get that shit back?
Oh my god. Dude, it was such a brilliant scene. I loved it. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what was cool about that is like, I don't know if you read the Savage Land series that came out, but they kind of talk about how when she's trapped on the island, she's stranded on the island by herself, and she keeps herself company because this is something that's not touched on a lot with Rogue. I can't believe we talked about. See, that's why I just let the conversation go where it goes. You know,
No,
she's got all the memories of these people that she's touched like that, and like took their some of their life force. So she's got like Captain America and Carol Danvers in her head, and
yeah, that's got to be Jesus. Yeah,
that's got to be tough. She's a pretty resilient person, though.
That's dope. That's a dope little detail. Did you like that series? Did you read it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you enjoyed it?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Good.
I mean, it's not everything could be better, but you know,
Right.
I think sometimes we look at things in the past with rose-colored glasses too. I'll ask you that question. What do you think? Like, you know, like if you ever go back and revisit like Marvel superhero Secret Wars, and you're like, man, this was so cool as a kid, but like the story doesn't. Like I do that. Like I had like the collected epic collection of the Avengers, and I'll be honest, some of those like Silver Age Avengers comics are hard to read because it's Stan Lee uses it.
Yeah, there's like that. I was talking about that with John. Like there's ones where it's like, you know, Reed Richards will be like, you know, don't worry, Sue, it's not your fault that you're a woman and you couldn't solve the problem. You know what I mean? It's like,
oh yeah, we had a panel that said the other day. She goes, "You're just an hysterical woman, Sue. You know,
yeah.
Something stuck in your head, and you just." She's like, "Oh, go." She said, "I think the panel said, oh, go polish a test tube." She told him. Or they call or like how they would call Giant Man High Pockets. I don't know if you remember that.
I haven't heard that one.
High Pockets, yeah, like he's tall, I guess.
Yeah. That's good stuff.
Yeah, Bronze Age. No, I agree with Lady Prince. I don't know how you feel about that, Stu, but like the Bronze Age,
I agree.
Is when it gets like the private war of. Let's see this out. Your Doctor Doom's fan club. One of my favorite adventure stories from the Bronze Age. I don't know how you feel about it. Is Doctor Doom's Private War.
Which one is that? Just remind me.
It's in the Avengers. I can't remember what number it is. It's Lady Fantastic. Do you know? Anyway, it's the cover's got Scarlet Witch falling off a building, and it's like I think it's got something to do with the. Hey, look who's here!
Hey, Station brother.
Station.
What is up?
I'll have to look it up.
Is it like does he make the Avengers all his minions type of thing?
Yeah, or like they have to do a deal with him because they're like fighting somebody else. I don't remember exactly. It might have something to do with like the. Defenders War or something.
Oh, Defenders.
Let me look it up.
Defenders.
It's going to kill me if I don't look it up. So
fair enough. I agree with what you're saying, though. Just to your point about Bronze Age, and I think just to commemorate the passing of the recent passing of Jim Shooter. I think he really helped usher in a glorious age of storytelling in Marvel with some fantastic people and some fantastic books. You look at X-Men, you look at Thor, you look at Daredevil, New Mutants, so many Fantastic Four. So
yeah.
But yeah, go ahead. Did you find it?
It says Doom in the water in an epic spanning the New York, Louisiana to California, Maryland to the Atlantic Ocean. The Avengers are forced into Dr. Doom's latest scheme by the Atlantean Atuma, who wants Earth's mightiest heroes to keep Doom from conquering the world so he can conquer it instead. It's in Avengers 155 is what I'm talking about. It's 150 through 156. And it's and at the end of it, they find out Atuma is worse than Doom's going to be. So they have to team up with Dr. Doom at one point. It's crazy.
I love that. He's got so many fantastic interactions with the Avengers.
And what I like about Doctor Doom is sometimes he's a pure baddie,
Mhm.
and then sometimes like if there's a common cause, he will work with the good guys,
Yeah.
like what's going on right now with the Doctor Doom, One World Under Doom,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, yeah, Atum is just an a-hole. He's like, I don't know what it is about those Atlanteans, but like Namor has always been a dick,
Yeah.
and so is Atuma.
That's one of my favorite comic book relationships is Doom and Namor. Those two are
Yeah,
those two are
I love
amazing.
all that stuff, man. I mean,
Yeah.
it's well the trade, like I was saying, the trade paperback looks like this, and that's the one I had. I don't have anymore. The
Oh, that's
Private
dope. Oh yeah.
Doctor Doom.
It's one of those like out of print trades.
Oh, Faye wants to know if I asked you about your Squishmallows collection.
What the hell is a squishmallow? I'm
I don't know, but
clueless.
snozzberries taste like snozzberries.
I'm clueless.
Yeah, Lady Fantastic ran one. T'Challa and Namor. Yeah, I like that, and I liked when there was actually a clip I saw today of Pedro Pascal and Vanessa Kirby on some talk show, and he was just like, they were all just playing it up like their characters. He's like, yeah, well, yeah, you know, my girl's got a wandering eye. She went out on a date with Spider-Man one time. It says, and he said, don't get me started on Namor.
Namor's a threat, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think he's like a very underutilized like character these days, though. If you ask,
Yeah, he is. It's like because he was there, and he was okay, and I guess he was okay in Black Panther, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if they work him back into the.
Well, I liked what they were trying to do. I don't know if they really. I don't know what your opinion is, but I feel like they didn't follow completely through. I like the idea of them being like ancient, was it Aztec or something?
Yes, that was dope. I agree.
I thought that was a good idea because it just interested me because Namor
cool.
always looked like he was exotic looking or something.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't look like he would have been American or whatever you want to say.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you though. I think it just didn't have the follow through, or just maybe because it's just been too long. But I don't know.
And I think also when Chadwick Boseman passed away tragically, it kind of, I think it shook everybody that was like Coogler and all of them that were trying to do that movie. And I don't know, man. I felt like they felt like out of respect they didn't want to recast it, but sometimes you got to make a tough call, you know.
Yeah, I think I don't know. It seemed like they were stuck in the middle a little bit, and they didn't know if they wanted to like abandon it entirely or what to do.
But I heard they were going to recast it, but I think they're going to recast him now. Ian McKellen should be the next child. Okay. Okay. Well, that could be interesting. As long as it's not Al Jolson, we don't want to get any controversy like that. All right.
That would be impressive though.
Yeah. Well, my buddy, he said, "You want to see something really offensive?" He found he was digging through his grandfather's attic and found all his old records and said he's got 2 Al Jolson albums.
Oh no.
And I'm like, that's probably worth some money. Oddly enough, you just got a morbid curiosity. But anyway, let's not talk about that guy. We're here to talk about comic books. I like to get a little goofy every now and then, but well, okay. So obviously, I know from the name of your YouTube channel, you're a Doctor Doom fan. So, but is there any other characters? Well, you already kind of went through this, but what are you currently reading, Stu?
Oh man, a little bit of everything. When it comes to new comics, I read a lot. But I don't, a little bit of everything, dude. I really like other favorite characters, like all time. I think Batman has got to be up there. I'm a basic bitch. It's Batman and Wolverine, really, just because they were huge for me during childhood, and they've always been so. But yeah, man, I'm reading like literally literally like everything right now. I love what DC's doing. I think they've really, I think it's just been so great for the industry, the whole absolute movement. I think Marvel is doing some good things here and there. I think they're kind of struggling to put together like a cohesive vision for what they want to do. And, I think they're kind of striking out, especially on some of their bigger lines like X-Men and ASM. And that's kind of unfortunate, but I don't know, dude. I think it's a great time, even though there is a lot of uncertainty. I think things are shaky sometimes, and especially I think where we're going with physical media as a whole is concerning. But I still think it's a great time to be a comic book fan, man. There's so many great books coming out on a week to week basis.
I'm a big fan of the latest Avengers series. I've been reading it since issue 1.
Yeah, McKay's.
McKay, and I was excited when he was going to do X-Men, but then I started reading X-Men, and I'm like, I don't know. I was thinking, like, sometimes I think these writers get too, I don't know what your opinion is, but I think they get too spread out. They're you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how, like, James Tynion does some of this, like, all these books he does. He's like, sometimes I think some of the stuff gets, I don't know, kind of watered down. I've been like really slowing down on my pull list though here lately because there's so many old books I want to get. But
yeah, it does feel like, I feel like McKay is kind of like one of those guys that got kind of stretched too thin at Marvel. It seemed like he had a lot on his plate. Like he was
he did the
trying to write Blood Hunt, and then he went into writing an X-Men book and then the Avengers, and he just like he's still doing Moon Knight, I think, as well.
Yeah, he's still doing Moon Knight too.
Dude, I just want to say though, McKay, before all this was one of his early books. I loved it. I don't know if you ever wrote it. He wrote a 5 or 6 issue miniseries, Taskmaster. The Rubicon Trigger is called.
I didn't read that.
It is fantastic, dude. I know it's like Taskmaster, like you're thinking but it's like it's such a hilarious, awesome, action-packed, wild-ass story that he wrote for this character. And this is like right before he kind of like blew up over there. But I love that book. I have it in trade, but I highly recommend it to anybody out there who want to read it. It's like a good, yeah, it's a fun, great little story. So definitely recommend
I like when they do these, like Jean Malot said, Ass Master. Ass Master. No, that's a different book. That is one of those books. That's one of those books you have to ask for to get behind the counter. John Malot. That's one of those magazines. All right. But I like when they do like that with a quirky little mini series, like they did a Thanos series like that. But like I also want, because I'm a big Daniel Warren Johnson fan, and he did one that was like about Beta Ray Bill. I love Beta Ray Bill.
That. I got him to sign like all my issues at Heroes and all that. Like, yeah.
I love. I almost love Beta Ray Bill more than I do Thor.
Hell yeah.
I just think he's a badass. Like, do you remember the animated movie they did where it was Hulk, Planet Hulk, and Hulk's on that planet? You know, he's like a gladiator, and Beta Ray Bill shows up, and he just beats the shit out of Beta Ray Bill in it though. And then they join up later because I'm sorry, I got to kick your ass because he's got like this thing on him, you know, or whatever that keeps him under control. I can't remember the guy's name, but yeah. And the World War Hulk and the Planet Hulk was awesome too. I remember that.
Yeah, dude. That was. I think that's like one of my favorite stories just to like reread anytime. I have that book, and yeah, I can't speak, so my apologies.
I can't either. I'm from Kentucky. I talk way out.
Yeah, I have that book in collected hardcover edition. I just take it on vacation like all the time. Planet Hulk, I adore it, man. And World War Hulk, both of them are just incredible.
Did you ever read Uncanny Avengers of John Cassidy and
I did. Rick Remender, and yeah, I love that, dude. Warren Ellis has a couple standalone issues in that run where he just writes one-off tales that are freaking fantastic. Dude. That's like one of those slept-on runs, I think.
It is slept on. There's like it starts out and like Professor X is dead. This is for the people in the chat, and the Red Skull steals his brain. And I don't know how exactly this works physiologically, but like, see, I can't talk either. You see the way I said that? But he's got Professor X's brain in him, and he's got all of Professor X's. So imagine Professor X with all his powers, guys, in the body of the Red Skull's got these powers, right? And they're really struggling to like stop him, and I really enjoyed it. They had another one come out, Uncanny Adventures, like 2 years ago or last year, but it wasn't as great as like I got it because I had this nostalgia for the Rick Remender run, and also if we're going to get like in the Uncanny stuff, Uncanny X-Force was wild.
Dude, Uncanny X-Force is one of my favorite series of all time. Rick Remender, anything really Rick Remender did at Marvel, I think his Venom run is incredible with Flash Thompson as Agent Venom. Yeah. Captain America going to Dimension Z and that incredible JR artwork. Yeah, dude, Uncanny I think is his crowning achievement though. And like the artists he worked on with that, every single one was incredible. Like Opeña, Esad Ribic, Mark Brooks. Like it was, and the stories were like that first arc, the Kid Apocalypse, when they spoilers, guys, when they shoot him in the head, like that was wild as hell. I couldn't believe they were even kind of telling some of those.
Yeah, what she said.
One of the best of our.
I just wish that generation. It seems like a lot of these guys, though, once they cut their teeth at Marvel and DC, they're like, okay, they're just not like there's too much control going on. Like you see, like look at all the people who jump ship. Remender, Brubaker, Jeff Johns. They can't really keep a lot of them. It seems. I don't know what your opinion is on that, but I'll ask you, what do you think about that?
I don't think Marvel pays their guys. I don't think they really look out for their artists, and that's always been the history with them. I think DC I think it's kind of like the line is pretty clear in the sand now about who really takes care of who. I think Marvel does it in a sense, but I just look at things like watching Peter David kind of like waste away, selling his own original art to pay for his medical bills. It's kind of ridiculous. Like I think Marvel should step in and have programs in place for creators after the fact where they can have health care at the very least or something. It's ridiculous that he was in that situation.
WWE does that now. But like they'll keep the legends around with these legend contracts. And I mean they tend to do it with people with big names like Miller and other people. They'll keep around just to do covers, but they don't do so much for writers. And I know whether people love him or hate him, Rob Liefeld has been speaking up about this for the last few months, about how they show no respect to these creators about these movies. Like, oh, you're invited on the set, but you can't talk about it. You can't talk with the director about it, and kind of snub the guys. I know that Liefeld, he's burned a lot of bridges in this industry, but I mean, the man, I don't know. I don't know. And then the thing with Peter David though, at least Liefeld doesn't have to worry about paying his medical expenses.
Yeah, absolutely. And we need to be talking about it more. We need to be talking about it until it's not a thing. There needs to be more transparency in the industry with that stuff. And it's kind of ridiculous that rates and generally like what you're worth hasn't really changed in this industry in decades. That's insane. Where else is that the truth, man? That these guys are getting, still making what they were making back in the 90s in some cases. It's just, I think Marvel is particularly guilty of this in that they one, they don't pay their people, and two, they go out and outsource a lot of their books and their projects to international talent, which is a good and a bad thing because I think they're catering to a lot of these people where they know they can get them, for a cheaper buck essentially. And I think I'm not mad at these guys getting a shot, and some of them, it's dope to shed a spotlight on talent that deserves a chance. But I just think it's really just it's poor, especially for the conglomerate that they are. They can afford it.
Yeah. Another one, she's talking about Jeffrey Barrage there too, but another guy, some of these guys are old and they don't need to have to hit these concerts. Larry Hama is getting up there and he still has to go and do these cons just to pay the bills.
Yeah, man.
But that's what I loved about Kirkman, is still letting him write G.I. Joe at Image. And that's what I like about Image, maybe they don't, I don't know if they pay that great either, but at least when you go there, McFarlane said it where you own what you created. You know what I mean? Like you can't just, oh, well, you created this character, it's ours now. I know he had trouble with Gaiman over that, but that was his own fault. He should have talked to Gaiman about it. But whatever.
Yeah, no, for real. And I think it's refreshing to see the things they're doing too now. We're like putting these other publishers on, like Remender's Giant Generator and Ghost Machine and all that, like where it's really turning into a beautiful initiative. Like, because these people deserve to get paid, man.
I agree. And it's just a shame because I remember like somebody told me, I said, I wish Brubaker would come back and write something at Marvel. And somebody's like, he's never going to do that.
Yeah, no. Why would he?
I know. Why would he?
With what he's done at Criminal and like the brand that him and Phillips have established, and like he also has his hand in so many TV products. Like he was the head writer for that Batman Cape Crusader show. I don't know if you thought that came out on Amazon Prime, but like, yeah, man, he doesn't need to. Like, why go back to a place that's not going to give him what he's worth? So
they're not giving him respect. They should have look at like all the stuff they did do, like respect some people over the years, but look at what Neil Adams, he had to fight tooth and nail to make sure that Schuster and those guys got what they deserved from creating Superman.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it's
Siegel and Schuster. Yeah, I mean,
and it's like what Kirby had to go through. I think it's I don't know. We need to keep that in the in front of us.
Tragic. It's tragic.
Yeah, absolutely, and stop it from happening in the future because it's sad that it's still happening. And it's the part that bothers me most is Marvel knows this is their rep. They know like people bitch about this, and this is what they're known for, and they're okay with it. They're not really making any. It doesn't seem like any sweeping changes to change their behavior with it.
You could almost draw a parallel to what's going on in the mainstream comic industry to what's went on with manufacturing jobs in the United States that have went overseas, for cheaper labor, and then like they're doing that with that too. I'm not saying that some of these guys that are from another, foreign guys aren't great writers. I know a few of them I really like, and artists, but I don't know. I guess it's a complicated subject. There's nothing we can do about it, I guess. But you'd think, being owned by Disney, they could give them some of that Disney money.
For sure. And it'd just be like reassuring to see them reach out in cases of like, Nick, what up, bro? In cases of people like Peter David and do the right thing, as an act of good faith. I don't know.
Yeah, especially somebody like Peter David that has wrote some great stuff
and really, like brought the Hulk into the modern era for you.
I know.
It's like it's crazy.
I don't know, man. It's just a shame.
Yeah,
I don't know. We're kind of like we're bumming ourselves out now, bro. All right.
But all that said, it's still a great. I still think it's a great time to be a fan, dude. This summer has been amazing with the movies and everything. And like I said, like there's good books coming out all the time. Are you reading more Marvel than DC? Do you always read more Marvel than DC?
Usually, but actually, I read more Image than both of them. To be honest with you.
Hell yeah! What are some of your favorites these days?
My favorite series are Ghost Machine, not Ghost Machine, Geiger, Redcoat, Feral.
So good.
I like Blood and Thunder just came out. I like Exquisite Corpses, pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And Transformers, Void Rivals, and I'm reading both G.I. Joe series. So, and then all I'm reading right now, Marvel, is basically, I don't know if I'm ashamed to admit this or not, but basically it's just Avengers, the new Captain America, and
the Zdarsky one,
Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, you're a big Cap guy, right?
Yeah.
What do you think about the Zdarsky one so far?
I'm loving it so far.
Okay.
I've only read issue 1, obviously, but I like where it's headed. I like it better than the last one. I think it was Straczynski or somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And not that I have a problem with Straczynski, but I didn't really like his Amazing Spider-Man. Now, as far as DC, Santos is the only book on pull list right now. Yeah. So I need to add Absolute Wonder Woman and Absolute Superman. Yeah, I was reading those, but then I have like a lot of money trouble here lately, and I had to quit reading those Absolute. But I liked where they were going. But I'm getting the DC app when I get paid. So
Oh yeah.
I'll catch up on them so I can tell you what I really think, because I only read like a couple issues of that Superman one though. I like the direction it was going in. Where it's a Superman that's already an adult that shows up here.
Superman has really come on strong in this, and especially in these latter issues. Yeah, it's been incredible. And then absolute Wonder Woman, absolute Batman I've loved, absolute Martian Manhunter has been incredible. So yeah, man.
I'll have to check that out.
But yeah, I think Geiger has been one of the best books of the year for sure.
Yeah, Comic Culture said the same thing I did. Mostly Image, then DC and Marvel. Yeah, I've been like that here lately. And actually, there was Mad Cave had this series came out. It kind of bummed me out because I wish it had been longer. It was called Pop Kill.
Yeah, dude, Mad Cave's been doing some dope things here lately. I've really enjoyed some of their books.
That was really dope. And then I can't remember if it's Mad Cave or not, but I was a fashion school serial killer.
Yeah, I think that's them too.
That's wild, dude. They have some wild shit like that. It's just like totally out of left field, you know. But that's why I like I like that kind of stuff. I like what Tinian, because sometimes Tinian just Department of Truth was totally out. I quit reading it, but I've read a lot of the trades. It's totally out of left field. Like it kind of gets into the kind of stuff I watch on YouTube videos, like the Y Files, you know. And Palmiotti. Yeah, Palmiotti.
Yeah, hell yeah.
He wrote it, and we had some great covers from Steel Freeze and Adam Hughes and
Dan Panosian.
Yeah, J. Scott Campbell. Like, a lot of good artists. And I hope they bring it back again. I know it was a Kickstarter originally, and then they brought it to Mad Cave. But I need to get into some more of the like stuff like that. But then you have like Zenoscope, which I call it the Gooner imprint. It's all their covers got like half naked women on them, but not that I have any problem with that. I have I'm a Dave Stevens collector, so you know I like
here you go. Yeah. Stevens' art is just so gorgeous though, man.
Yeah, that's a good point. That Comic Culture is making. The title with Conan. They did Conan the Barbarian and Savage Sword of Conan. And I can't remember the guy's name, but Gary B, the casual comic guy, had the writer on his show like last month or something. And really cool. Like I like where I'm glad that Conan's in good hands. Speaking of Conan, here you go. Here you go, guys. Comic Culture. The first appearance of the Queen of the Black Coast.
Oh shit! Nice. Yeah, dude. Savage Sword has been super dope on Titan.
Yeah,
like that's been super.
Yeah,
fire.
I got Space Ghost. John Malone, my friend John Malone's been reading that. He says it's really great.
It is. Captain Planet 2 issues in has been fun too. I think 2 issues in. Yeah,
I like that they had kind of a grittier like Captain Planet. He had like a beard stuff like, and everybody's like, "Why does he got a beard?" I said, "Because you people won't stop littering."
Yeah, the annual, man, it's just been such a wonderful story. Not at all what I expect. I didn't really know what to expect going into that, but it's been such a wonderful book.
Yes, I do. I need 37. I also need, and if you know, I need issue 23, and everybody knows what that is, right? All right.
Are you a big Conan guy, bro?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I like Red Sonja too. But not as so much the Dynamite. Although I get some of that stuff, but I like Bronze Age Red Sonja.
Yo, so is the Red Sonja movie happening? Like I saw that on my Instagram.
Right there's a trailer out right
that's
now.
Definitely happening. Hell yeah, that's gonna be awesome. Yeah, because I saw I've seen things in the months for that. I've seen posts for months and months on that, and I didn't know if it was.
Okay, I'll look it up right now, Lady Fantastic. Conan 37. Let's see if we can find it. I have my phone here. We'll just look up the Conan the Barbarian on Key Collector app. Okay, Conan the Barbarian. I need number 1 too. That's why I quit buying so many new comics. One of my next goals is to get.
I know that's where I get in trouble is the back issues. It's always the back issue.
Okay, so here it is. It's the first appearance of Yuma the Black and first appearance of Princess Yolanda. Is that the one you're talking about, Carolyn? It's a pretty cool cover. All right. Anyway, there we go. Anybody got any questions they'd like to ask Stu? about what he's got. Anything going on or anything, guys? I don't know. I've had fun, man. I like it. See,
Yeah, man.
you're easy to
been
talk
great.
to. I like it when you can get like a. You just get to talk and you just keep on talking. I don't
Yeah,
have-
absolutely. Those are the best conversations. So this is one question I have. I know Barry Windsor Smith did a bunch of Conan. When was that? Like, what part of the run is that where Barry Windsor Smith was was he doing interiors too, or was it like just covers?
Yeah, he did the interior, and he started out. I think Comic Culture, if he can back me up on this, but it was early on, like number 1, 1 through I can't remember what, but it was like the earlier issues.
Okay.
See if I can actually look it up here. Conan the Barbarian.
Because that's one thing. That's one blind spot. I'm a huge Barry Windsor Smith fan. That's one blind spot for me.
Yeah, he started out with 1. I think he went through 25. Yeah, 25ish. Because he was there for the for 23, which is the first appearance of Red Sonja, and the second appearance and first cover appearance of Red Sonja, which is issue 24. And I really wish, though, in her first appearance, Comic Culture is like complimenting you on your Silver
Thanks,
Surfer
dude.
poster back there with Galactus in the back. I love it.
Obvious part of the brand.
Gotta have it. I love
it.
that. I got my. Well, I was going to show where we're talking about Uncanny Avengers. I got a framed poster of the John Cassidy
Oh hell yeah!
issue 1 there. And you see it. It's above the TV. Yeah.
Hell yeah! John Cassidy's awesome.
Yeah, I got this great deal the other day. I got Red Sonja 2 through 9 for $2 each. So I've got into that. I really got into like the swords and sorcery thing. Like Conan was my guy, buddy, as a kid, and it's all because of this. And I will play this clip because I'm not monetized. I don't give a shit what they do to me.
Conan, what is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women. That is good.
What an all-timer, dude! It doesn't get any better than that.
He's like the limitation of the women.
I know. That's the best part of that's the best part of the line.
Yeah, I like Elric. I like Thulsa Doom. I like I just like I don't know, I just like that like swords and sorcery type thing, man.
Hell yeah. That's awesome, dude. It's been a good time for you as a Conan fan then.
Yeah. This woman has got some limitations for you, all right? You guys got any questions for Stu? You feel free to ask. I do want to tell everybody what I got going on coming up.
Yeah, man.
On Thursday, I have the show, and Stu, if you're ever, not working that day or whatever, or you got free time, I do this at 12:30 during the day though. This is going to be on Thursday. We do good cinema, and then on Monday I do bad cinema. And this week we're going to be doing the Blues Brothers.
It's one of my favorite movies of
I'm
all time.
not going to be doing them. I'm going to be reviewing it.
We're on a mission from God.
Yeah, we're on a mission from God. I'm weird. My favorite line is, "Did you get my cheese whiz, boy?" And then I have the Sunday show coming up. Speaking of Captain America, there. And he's, what's going on with this one now is Captain America is going against Dr. Doom. He's infiltrated Latveria, so I can't wait to see where it goes. And then bad cinema. Oh, this is going to be a good one next Monday.
Oh yes,
That one.
Hell yeah, dude.
It's not that bad a movie, but it's
such a fun movie.
And then next Thursday for good cinema. I don't know if anybody's familiar with this movie.
Nice.
Starring I can't remember his name all of a sudden. Ed Harris. Ed Harris is in it, and Fred Ward, and a bunch of people's in it. Lance Henriksen, and then for this show that we're doing tonight, next week, he's in the chat right now. My guest will be Jean Malot. So that'll be fun, and keep an eye out for this. I got to get. It's like herding cats to get Cliff and everybody together. But it's supposed to be me, Cliff on Comics, Kingdom of Nerds, and my friend Adamantium Blade Comic Collectibles. And we're going to be reviewing John Byrne's Man of Steel. the 1986 miniseries. Sorry, I know, a bunch of shameless promotion, but
No,
that's what I do.
That's the game. Yeah.
All right. And then we got Lady Fantastic with the Lamentations. Jean Malot will be my guest next week. There he is.
Hell yeah.
No questions, I guess. All right. Well, I guess we'll Stu, I don't want to keep you all night, so we'll cut it.
Good, man.
We'll cut it. We'll end it here. I'll kind of keep it like an hour. It helps like the algorithm thing too. So
I know that's right. Well, thanks for having me, dude. I really appreciate it.
I really appreciate you being here, man.
Yeah, it was a fun
and
conversation.
if you ever want to come on my, the one thing I do on Thursday nights, we do this show at 7 p.m. So if you ever are not busy and you want to be on here, I'll send you the link. If you can't make it, it's okay. But
oh yeah,
everybody's always invited there. Yeah, Jeff's ready. So yeah, Adamantium Blade has been ready for like a week, and I just can't get the other two guys together. They're always doing something. So, but if we have to, Jeff, because Jeff had to order the trade paperback just so he could review it. So we're going to do it whether they do it or not. So I'm going to have to give an ultimatum. I think I'm going to have to go give a talking to them. But yeah, I'm also excited to be on Bruce's Team of Nerds in a couple of weeks. He does a Jeopardy thing, and I'm going to be on there with him as a judge. But he's going to have Mark Spears come on and play Jeopardy with us.
Oh wow, that's dope, dude.
Yeah,
that's dope. Hell yeah.
That's going to be pretty cool. He's a friend of his channel, and I'm looking forward to that. I actually met Mark once. He's a nice guy. I guess that's it, guys. Okay, I could talk till I'm blue in the face, but again, Stu, what do you got? Why don't you tell everybody what you got going on?
Yeah, man. Dr. Doom's Fan Club on Instagram and YouTube. Every Wednesday night, we got Ink and Insights, 9:30 p.m. Eastern, where me and my buddy E from 9-Panel Grid just go over the comics we love from the previous week, from Marvel, DC, Image, and the Indies, talking about our favorite art, storylines, covers, all that good stuff. Yeah, and then you can of course find me on One Collection Down every Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, for all new, all different, playing Fable and his amazing friends. What else? Surrounded by Short Boxes drops on my channel every week, where I just look at one of my favorite back issues and the history behind it and why I love it so much. So, yeah, just check me out, Dr. Doom's Fan Club, IG, and YouTube.
All right, and I think Christina, let me go up here and I'll find.
Yeah, she always dropping the links.
We got a lot of. I like this one show. We've had a lot of people. Here it is. No, that's not it. Hold on. Christina, she did it early. Here we go. So there it is. It's up there in the chat. I put a star on. I don't know if that'll help anything.
Appreciate you.
But yeah, please sub him up. I think you're kind of like woefully undersubbed, in my opinion. So
thank you, dude.
Because I am too. So everybody,
right?
Please, and if you can, you could nominate both of us at cbcawards.org. And that's August 2nd. It's the last day. So if you're not giving a ballot, and what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Please, everybody, give me a like on the way out. Kind of helps. And I guess that's it. But just like Uncle Stan always used to say, until next time, true believers, Excelsior.
Come, son of Jarrell! Kneel before Zod! Snoochie boochies.